What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing Ninja Gaiden 2, The Dark Sword Chaos for the NES, and it was, of course, made by Tecmo, and this is the second game in the Ninja Gaiden trilogy on the NES, and pretty much Ninja Gaiden trilogy is pretty much considered the hardest trilogy to ever come out. And the plot of this particular game is that the main enemy of this particular game named Ashtar, or pretty much was told that Chiquito was defeated by Ryu, and as it turns out, Ashtar was the one who was controlling Chiquito from the first Ninja Gaiden game, and Robert Sturgeon with the United States Army pretty much hires Ryu to take out Ashtar because of what he found out. Now, one thing about this game is that the stages are pretty much more or less it's the same number of stages as the first Ninja Gaiden game, but it's not like a copy and paste job going on here. We talk about like all new levels, and the one thing about the stages that it has like new hazards that were introduced to this game. One example is that there's this one snow stage to where the wind will change directions, so you have to plan at every single step through the course of that particular stage. And then there's another stage to where you will see a flash of light. You can see everything at first, then there's this flash of lightning, and everything goes dark, and everything you can see everything again after, I don't know, around 10, 15 seconds around there, but the whole thing repeats itself in that particular stage. You have to watch your step also on that particular stage, which pretty much makes things more difficult to traverse in. Then you have the new enemies that are introduced, and they pretty much respawn like the first Ninja Gaiden game, which of course makes the game more difficult than the first. Then there's the fact that the programmers have put in the game the fact that Ryu can go climb up and down different structures, be it a building or like a train, boxcar, whatever the case may be. It is, and Ryu isn't totally defenseless, but he's able to use a different current secondary weapon that he's using while on a particular on the side of a building or a boxcar or whatever. Both has become standard in the Ninja Gaiden trilogy on the NES, and plus some of the secondary weapons that were in the first Ninja Gaiden game do make a return in Ninja Gaiden 2. Then there's also new secondary weapons that has been added, and I'm not glad that Tecmo went with that decision to pretty much add more secondary weapons. Now, of course, in my opinion, to really beat the game, you will have to have a specific secondary weapon for a particular stage. And now the one thing that Ninja Gaiden 2 is known for is its difficulty, much like the first Ninja Gaiden game, because of the respawning enemies for starters, and then there's the addition of the new hazards, which does make it harder than the first Ninja Gaiden game, and more frustrating if you want to be truthful about it. Not to be truthful, when it comes to like the graphics and level designs, they are very good. You know what I'm saying? Like I really have no complaints about them. Now I do like the fact that the level designs are not this copy and paste job type of thing, but they just Tecmo, the people that was working on Ninja Gaiden 2, pretty much first had like no ideas and they would execute it really well, you know. And the gameplay, in my opinion, is better than what you see in the first Ninja Gaiden game, mainly because Ryder can scale every structure. He's not totally defenseless, but he can use the secondary weapons while scaling while he's on the side of the like building the boxcars and stuff. And the introduction of the new secondary weapons. Now, to me, I really like the soundtrack to Ninja Gaiden 2. I can honestly say that it is better than the first Ninja Gaiden soundtrack, which is really saying something, mainly because the soundtrack to Ninja Gaiden isn't very good itself. I would say the first Ninja Gaiden soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks on the NES. You know, I'll say that it is the best aspect of Ninja Gaiden 2 is the soundtrack. Now, the only complaint I do have is the difficulty, mainly because it's harder and more frustrating than the first Ninja Gaiden game. And this is like the main reason why I would really recommend this to fans of the Ninja Gaiden franchise and to the hardcore gamers, you know. But it is one of the best games on the NES. I would say if I was to compile, say, top 50 best NES games, Ninja Gaiden 2 would show up in that. And if you're talking about like top 25 hardest NES games, this would appear on that list also. You know, as far as the score, I would definitely like give it a 9. You know, because of the graphics and the additions to the gameplay and stuff like that. Even though the game is like harder than a $3 steak, you know. So with that being said, if you like Ninja Gaiden 2 for the NES, or you can mention it, or you don't like particularly care for it because of the difficulty, you can mention that also in the comment section. If you like this review of Ninja Gaiden 2, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.